Welcome to my fragrance show. We'll learn together and grow together. Yes. Hey, welcome to my show. I am Marshall's Blends Fragrance, and this is a little get to know me. This is Lorgon's. It's a blankie that my cousin gave me, and I named it after her. And I love hair, and I love fragrances. that's me as far as the YouTube is concerned. But Marcial is my real name. I am the son of a Garifuna woman and a Garifuna man. They had 3 children. I am the last of those 3. And then they had other children. They have other marriages, and fortunately I have younger siblings from my father's new marriage that I love them so much, my 3 younger sisters, and they love me a lot. And I have 2 younger siblings from my mother's second marriage who are very good human beings, you know. I love them a lot as well. And then I have older siblings from my father's side that he had from other relationships, and so I'm very happy on the family side. And then extended family, forget about it. Extended family, there's a lot: nieces, nephews, cousins, great grand nieces and nephews, and adoptive children. So yeah. So I am very family oriented. I went to LaGuardia High School for vocal. That's how come you'll always hear me singing. And I'm a faux lyricist, so you'll see that sometimes I'll try a fragrance and I'll get inspired to sing a song. And do I do it? Yes, I do. And so yeah, I went to LaGuardia. I didn't graduate from LaGuardia. I was supposed to have graduated June of 1996. I cut my sophomore and junior year, so I had to make up those credits. So I was in LaGuardia in 1997, but I graduated from West Side High School. I finished my credits in November of 1997, and I received my high school diploma February of 1998. So I was a super duper senior. And I remember my first purchase of a fragrance. My first fragrance purchase was Davidoff Good Life. And at the same place, I purchased Boucheron's Jaipur. And those 2 fragrances are so important to me and significant. 1998, 1997 were those purchases. And they were my introduction to adult fragrance. It was my first time not having a fragrance purchase for me. I remember they used to buy me them from Avon, and Avon makes really good colognes, by the way. They have one, or had one, I don't know, it's called Triumph. It was one of the first ones to smell like cool water. So it's really good. But yeah, going back to my first adult me purchasing, it was a big deal for me, and that was my introduction to the fragrance world as an adult. I didn't know the names, I'll be honest with you. This year, learning, subscribing to channels like Carolina Fragrances and Jeremy, and smelling good fragrances, and Big Beard Business, and AI the Great, and Shania J. She's actually the one that I went to first. Hers were the first videos I saw. Shania J. I want to make sure I say her name correctly. If not, I'm going to write it down. Shania J. And she was the first one that I saw, and I just literally binge watched her videos, and I was like, yeah, that resonated with me. Smelling different fragrances, talking about them, and I wanted to learn. And then watching other people talk about words like Fougère. If you watch my channel, I love Fougère. I have to say it like 3 times. I don't know why. And then Chypre. With smelling good fragrances, I learned how to pronounce it correctly, because some people call it chipper, which is okay. If that's how you pronounce it, that's how you pronounce it. But he had an episode where the person taught him how to pronounce it correctly, and it's Chypre. And so I'm not French, but my name is French, but I'm not French. I do speak English. I speak Spanish fluently. I'm learning Garifuna. I've learned many French phrases, and I can kind of defend myself in French. Because of school, I learned how to sing Italian with a proper accent, so I can speak some Italian, not so great, and German. So that's how come you'll notice that I'll be able to like kind of say some words in different languages. So yes, I do love languages. What else? What kind of fragrances do I love? The fragrances that I love right now are oud fragrances. So before loving oud fragrances, it was the blue fragrances. Do I still love the blue fragrances? Absolutely. I believe in abundance, and let me tell you, in my heart, there's room to love all kinds of fragrances. I love fougères. I love blue fragrances. I love gourmand fragrances. I love, I can't say I love chypre, but I love the word chypre. And, aromatic fragrances. The reason why I love aromatic fragrances, I'll tell you why. I grew up in a house where we were always boiling spices, the allspice, the cloves, the anise, tilo, chamomile, cinnamon, nutmeg. We were always boiling these things, and so I grew up smelling them. Turmeric. So for me, it was just natural to lean towards the aromatic fragrances, towards the oriental fragrances, towards the Murray type of fragrances. So because it's something I've been smelling all the time. My oatmeal, there's a few fragrances that I wear and I'm like, yo, this is what my oatmeal smells like, So yeah, I like herb, I like aromatic, I like woody. I like floral. I will layer a floral with another kind of fragrance. And so how do I come up with blends of fragrances? I tend to make sure that so I've learned to analyze them via smell and reading up on the notes, and then I'm able to understand. Sometimes they'll classify a fragrance as a aromatic woody, which I respect, but it's more an oriental woody, right? So what I'll do is I'll take something that I know is prefix and the word, right? The root word or whatever I'll call it, prefix and root. So if it's an aromatic woody, then there's a floral woody. I'll layer those because the woody, as long as the woods are the same or complementary, like cedar and sandalwood are the wood, then the first one and the other one will complement each other. Does that make sense? I try not to take something that is that has a different kind of wood that doesn't in other fragrances work. I won't do that because then it's going to be too loud or too stinky. Now, one fragrance that I found that has 42 different ingredients and many woods is 4160's Tuesdays Wafts from the Loft. And I thought that was going to be horrific. When I sprayed it on, it's become my favorite oud. It's become my favorite oud. So yeah, so I've been having a lot of fun finding out and researching fragrances. If you watch my videos, you'll see that I try to make it instructional, conversational, entertaining, so hey, subscribe, hit the bell, and goodbye, my lovely fragrance blenders. I'll smell you soon. Smell you later.